last video. I was told we would be fighting men!
Because it has pirates. Oh.
Well.
You're dead. If you guys could pick to be any bender from the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe, what would you pick and why?
Like the write it down in the comments.
Yeah. No, okay. I'm posing this question to you as well, Code.
Yeah.
If you could, oh wait, yeah, I gotta pick a thing.
Yeah.
Birdman.
Bird up.
But yeah, I think if I had to choose, I'm torn.
Yeah, if you had to pick.
I'm torn between either firebending or earthbending.
Okay, why?
I guess because I think it fits my style more.
What does? Which bending style specifically?
I guess
I could definitely see you being an earthbender because of your stubbornness.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like come at
firebender. I want to know why firebender.
It's like come at me, twinkle toes. But yeah, I guess if I would be going for as an earthbender of course with my style I'm stubborn as all hell. But I guess in terms of I guess the choreography of the fighting choreography of it is that I like the most.
That you like earthbending the most?
Yeah, in terms of choreography.
Okay, so you like to be rooted in your stances and
yeah.
You're more defensive based rather than necessarily being offensive. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I would probably pick firebending.
Yeah.
Why do you say that like you expected me to say that?
Because we're saying probably waterman. It's like, nah, firebending. I just favor that more.
Wait a minute. How did you know? Hold on. What's your reasoning?
I guess knowing you, because it's I guess I
choose your next words carefully.
Because I noticed the sense of I don't want to be the whole the cutesy heartfelt the support on the team. I'm like, nah, I want to do raw damage.
That's very fair. That's how I approach RPGs mostly. But no, personality-wise, do you think that fits?
Huh?
Do you think that me choosing firebending fits with my personality as well?
I was about to make an Azula joke, but
You can make an Azula joke. Let me hear it.
Because it's knowing with firebending of all the expectations that you want from people. Honestly, not even you wouldn't even fit Azula. I think you're more of a Zuko than an Azula, honestly.
It's because of the trauma, isn't it?
Yeah, and if I can dash jump, but I am double dutched. my legs don't work that way.
My legs don't work at all. No, they work somewhat most days. But no. I get that feeling. Don't worry about it, X. You're fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But but in the topic of RPG for a second, because this was an idea like I mentioned Nyx the other day, and okay, you just to put it in perspective, Assassin's Creed Shadows is sin. I'm gonna just say
yeah,
it's just sin is all. It's just sin.
I just here's the thing. I love Assassin's Creed, and when I say that, okay,
she means the good ones, Assassin's Creed 2. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 2, 3, and Black Flag.
The entire Ezio trilogy.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 3 is fun. But here's the thing: I don't necessarily care for the time period, right? Because I find the time period kind of boring. And I say this as somebody that has lived in America and has been reading about American history for years. So I just find that to be boring. However, I do love the parkour system in Unity. I think that's the best parkour system. And while I did play Odyssey and I did enjoy it, mostly because I'm a nerd and I really enjoy group mythos, I do not like the RPG style mechanics that are in modern Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of takes me out of it. Like, I remember, straight up, I was like, I'm so used to playing as an assassin that going and playing Odyssey,
it's a complete shift.
It's a complete shift, but I was trying to stealth kill an enemy, and I was like, where's my hidden blade? And then it dawned on me, I have no hidden blade because I'm not an assassin. Like, I'm a Mystios, which is basically like a bodyguard / like bounty hunter. Which is cool, but you're called Assassin's Creed. Forgive me for assuming that Cassandra is going to be a assassin. How dare I? You know? Yeah. But I do love the scope of Odyssey. I think it is beautifully done, graphics-wise, and a lot of the characters are really cool. But I'd be lying if I said that it wasn't just an average game, like an average RPG.
Especially for the fact there's been times in like your playthrough of like hours and hours on end. There's instances that like the game brings you back to level 1.
Oh no!
Like that happened twice.
Hold on. I lost my progress. I had lost like 10 hours of progress, so I was like, alright, I guess I'm restarting. But then another thing happened where I loaded in, and I was at the end of the game, and I was doing some endgame stuff and fighting a lot of the mythical monsters, right?
Right.
I loaded in, I was level 1, none of my gear was there, but it made no sense. I was like, what happened? Fortunately, I reloaded, and this is after having like 100 and something hours. I'll send Code a screenshot, we can put it up here. I'll show you how many hours I have just in Odyssey alone, because I really did enjoy that game.
Yeah, I'll just screenshot that. I'll showcase.
Yeah, no, it's a really. I don't. Okay, first off, let's do Panther.
Panther.
Up one on the left. There we go.
You mean armadillo?
Yeah, whatever. He's purple and it looks like a panther, so Purple Panther in my brain. There we go.
God.
No, but the Ezio trilogy is peak.
Yeah.
Connor's story is what I like more than anything. I really, really enjoyed that. And Black Flag was just fun. I really enjoyed Black Flag because of the setting and the characters more than anything else. But what I do not like about Shadows is that, Assassin's Creed has always taken historical liberty because it is historical fiction. That is the genre of these games. It is historical fiction.
Yeah.
And while they do take real life figures like Leonardo da Vinci and so many more, and they play around with the history of it, fine, because it comes with a disclaimer right at the front where it's like, hey, this is a fictionalized story, and this has people all around different cultures, ethnicities, whatever, different ideologies that have come together to make this game. It's like, okay, you know what you're getting into before the game even loads.
Yeah.
And my thing is that with Shadows, they don't really, I guess, and I say this as somebody that is still studying Japanese culture that really enjoys looking into the mythology around that culture, and I am a giant nerd. So I've been researching this culture since I'm middle school. And Yasuke.
Right.
Yasuke is a very just a controversial figure because there is very little evidence, if any, to fully support the claims that he was the first Black Samurai. So, if you look it up, there's a book written by a novelist. It turns out he fabricated a lot of the factual information, quote unquote, that he put into his novel. Well, that presents an issue because if what you claim to be historical fact gets debunked, then why is this figure appearing in a game and we don't know if he's a legitimate historical figure, you know what I mean?
And to further add it didn't help the fact that like Ubisoft itself like kept flip-flopping and two-facing the entire situation.
Yeah, and also they added a religious iconography that literally is not even allowed to be photographed. So
yes,
guys, like, you really, like, forget the Oscar stuff for a second because I don't really care. It's the fact of they took religious iconography that people are not even allowed to take photos of. They're so like uptight about it for good reason.
Yeah,
It's the equivalent of you can't take pictures of the Dead Sea Scrolls that are part of, you know, the Jewish faith.
right.
You can't do that. You don't take pictures. Oh God! You don't take pictures of religious iconography from any culture that is deemed like sacred, holy, whatever. You don't do that. And the fact that they kept backtracking, and the fact that they're like, oh, but we're gonna be true to this culture. It's like, make it the first female canon assassin, and then we'll talk.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, I don't care if I play as a male character, female character, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It would be so interesting, right? Because in Japanese culture, most female ninjas were used most female ninjas were used in a covert way. Like, yes, they were trained in combat art.
Yes.
But it was more about using your gender as a weapon.
You're right.
Being married into a family just to get intel, or, you know, poisoning the people that they were, you know, spying on, or working as maids, or like, you know, that type of thing in houses to get intel. It's like, it would be so interesting for an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan to have the first female assassin, because culturally it wouldn't make the most sense. And, you know, because there's plenty of Japanese women that were integral in that era to lots of change, just like in other cultures. And I think that it would just be really cool, because who's going to suspect the woman that's just milling about in the market to be the assassin? Because 9 times out of 10 you're expecting a dude.
That is true.
And this, like, honestly, like, it's the equivalent of like if there's a parent, right? And they say, oh, well, I can't tell you my son's teacher's name, his best friend's name, the parents of his best friend. You would automatically assume that would be a dad, right? Like, because mothers are usually more attentive to that sort of thing, and dads kind of check out. But that's a bias that we have as people. So playing on that bias, especially in this time period, would definitely be really cool. Like, it was just so cool. I love stuff like that, where it's like, oh, I have to re-examine my biases. That's neat. Thanks, game. Like, it's like that Spider-Verse bit. It's that Spider-Verse bit where he's like, I'm gonna ask the doctor. Oh, he died again. I'm sorry. It's like, oh, I'm gonna infiltrate the office, and then I'm gonna steal the doctor's info from his lab. And Miles is like, oh, but that lady's the scientist. And he's like, okay, I re-examine my personal biases. Like, I love that so much.
But yeah.
Sorry, I went off on a tangent.
I know, it's okay. But I do get it. It's like, but basically why I brought up like Assassin's Creed Shadows to begin with, because like I was thinking, like, out of spite, it's like the day that like Shadows is officially released on our end, we do like we have a playthrough of Assassin's Creed 2, for instance, just to say,
I love Assassin's Creed 2 so much.
It's like it's like, why do I want to go for Shadows when we can go to the one that basically made Assassin's Creed their gigantic cash cow.
The success that it is.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not going to sit here and say that the Ezio trilogy is free from, like, criticism.
But, like, at least, like, the only difference out of like Assassin's Creed 2 and Shadows is just simple factor, competency.
Yeah, and also they care.
Yeah, and of course, Ubisoft, the champion of people will start learning on not owning their games.
Oh, you got it! You got it!
Nah.
No! You literally went it away! Are you kidding me?
Jesus.
That's such a you armadillo piece of shit.
Yeah.
See? You're allowed to do that, because it's a video game and it's not real. This armadillo. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, I think that Assassin's Creed Shadows would have been amazing.
And it is something that it is something like Assassin's Creed, like taking place in Japan, like it's like something that people wanted for a good while.
Literally, when the Assassin's Creed, this was a side, like a spin-off game, and I was really disappointed because of how they did it. So I was really excited when Assassin's Creed they started putting trailers for a Chinese-based assassin. I was like, oh, sweet, great, let's do that. But it ended up being a side-scroller, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Like, and there wasn't much of a story. Like,
right.
It wasn't like the Ezio trilogy or Connors or, you know, Black Flag. I expected that because I was unaware of the side games at the time, and I was really disappointed because I was like, oh, literally two of the biggest cultures that have been around for like God knows how long that have multiple documented assassins, multiple documented historical figures that you could take from this culture and just put into a game and have it write itself. No, we're not going to do that. It's like, why not? Why not? It's like, there are so many cool figures.
I believe there were others. There we go.
Yes!
Because I believe there were others, like Assassin's Creed, like taking place in World War II, and
really?
Yeah, like it was like a while back, but like I basically I read something like some like the places that like a lot of people would say were asking for like Ubisoft to make an Assassin's Creed based on a particular place. Yeah, Japan, Egypt, and World War II.
Well, we've got Egypt and we've got Japan. Too bad that the Egypt one kind of sucks too. Like, and I say this as somebody that really loves Egyptian mythos, Egyptian like culture. Like, I just think it's so interesting. Anyway, robot dude, bottom right.
This one?
No, bottom right or hand side, bottom. Yeah, that dude.
That's more like right to me.
I'm sorry, I don't know why it's the bottom right. I guess it's just the last one on the right. I don't know.
Yeah. Boomer.
No.
Even though it's pronounced to be Boomerang Kawanger.
Kawanger? That sounds like a slur. It does!
Like, because I know it, because I know, like, yeah, Boomerang Kawanger is supposed to, oh my god, it's supposed to be, like, kind of like a beetle, like a base.
I know, it's probably a different animal, but it sounds like a slur. Oh my god. No, and, like, I think that it would definitely, you know, the thing with Origins is that it had the potential to be really cool. But they take a lot of the meaning out of like the Hidden Blade and how that came to be, right? Because in Assassin's Creed 2, you get this whole cutscene where Ezio goes to get the Hidden Blade modified by Da Vinci, and he's like, "Oh, we have to cut off your finger," and Ezio's like, "Excuse me?" And Leonardo's like, "Oh yeah, no, it's tradition," and it's like this whole long tense joke between. For Leonardo, right? But when you go and play Origins, the whole reason that the assassins cut off their finger was because mechanically they couldn't get the blade to work unless you cut off your finger.
Right.
And it's like, okay, how did they find that out? Oh, Bayek decided to assassinate this one dude, and he lost his finger in trying to defend himself because the blade fucked. The blade fucked him up. It's like, so you took out all the narrative weight of that whole situation.
Yeah, like completely retcon, like if it's the right word, like retcon it.
It kind of is a little bit of retcon. But the other thing I didn't like about Origins was that Bayek wasn't, like, again, Bayek as the main character, while his voice actor is extremely good and extremely sexy, I might add. I do love the character designs of Aya and Bayek. I think that that's really cool because, again, Bayek is a warrior from what is it? Oh my god, can't remember. He's a warrior from, like, part of Africa, right? And I think that's really cool because that's not a culture or a thing that you see talked about or represented a lot in media. So again, super cool. We're getting a perspective we don't normally see. Awesome. The thing that sucks is the writing. The writing for Bayek is terrible.
Yeah.
It's just one note, kind of one-dimensional. Like, and also, his wife takes out 3 out of the 5 people that were hunting in the very beginning. And it's like, why aren't we playing as his wife instead? Like, she's already dealt 2/3 of the damage, and the game hasn't even started yet.
Right.
And then you get this whole, like, DLC area where you play as her, and she takes out Cleopatra. Like, again, why haven't we been playing as her this whole time? Like, it's been cool because the Ezio trilogy in the sector where you get oh my god, in the sector where you get Altair's armor, right?
Altair's.
Yeah, well, there's all these statues from assassins around the world that link to, tunnels across the world, right? And one of the statues is of a female assassin with 2 snakes coiled around her arms, and her name is Amunet. Well, if you play Origins, Aya takes up the name Amunet in the DLC and takes out Cleopatra. Oh, so again, oh god, we might have to come back to this. He's too fast. Yeah, no, we might have to.
He is speed.
Yeah, we might need a speed boost. But like, how are you gonna build up a figure like Amunet in the Assassin's Creed 2 trilogy, and then come the Egypt game, we don't even get to play her until the DLC, and it's kind of lackluster. Like, you've built up this figure in 2, and you've made her seem like such a badass, and she is, but we don't get to play as her. Like, why not? That would be so cool.
Like this is just a theory. Like I'm just spitballing here, but I feel like with Assassin's Creed Origin with that idea. Damn it.
Yeah.
Basically,
Birdman up at the top.
This one.
Yep.
Okay, but basically, I think like with Assassin's Creed Origins with what you just described, I think they kind of like did that with like they kind of started with the idea with the dual protagonist with Odyssey. I think.
Well, technically no, because Assassin's Creed Syndicate did it first.
Because again, you know Assassin's Creed more than I do, so.
Well, Syndicate takes place in Europe, and you play as twin siblings, Evie and I don't remember the brother's name, but you play as the first female assassin. But if you look, she's barely in any of the marketing material, and it's because the dude bros at Ubisoft don't want you to play as a female character, and it's like, why not?
allegedly, and correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gents, because I know there was a similar thing with Unity at launch, which we don't talk about that. like yes, Assassin's Creed Unity is to an extent fixed, but like at launch, oh boy, it was a buggy mess. It was a mess.
Unplayable.
And reports had it that oh god, there's wheels everywhere.
Just run. But
like basically, someone reporting out like how there weren't any female assassins like in Unity, and their response was like women were too difficult to animate, which of course people debunked.
That was their reason.
I'll get to that in a second. Hold on. So you've come. X.
Hi, Dad. I need upgrades, please. Can I have some pocket money and some candy?
I gave you the ability to choose your own path in life. And I hope the world would allow you to choose a peaceful one.
About that, Dad. Everything's kind of gone to nuclear warfare, so there's not
Buzz Lightyear kind of went rogue and he kind of shot a couple.
He pressed the nuke button.
But now it seems
I tried to stop him, but I died, and my friend died.
But now it seems that you are destined to fight.
Yeah, I could have told you that, Pop.
Because I thought the world might need a new champion.
Oh, really?
I have hidden capsules like this one. If you find and use them, you will be able to increase your powers.
Sweet! Why did you put my upgrades behind a paywall?
Beyond anything the world has ever known. Step into this capsule.
Dr. Light is a capitalist quit.
Jesus Christ. And receive an acceleration system.
No, son! You not only must earn your rewards, but you must pay for them out the
Good luck, Ed. Oh god. But yeah, back at the topic. So like Ubisoft will say like women were too difficult to draw to animate, and people debunk that. It was a public
same animation process.
And I don't know if that particular thing was true or not. So, but
right, take that with a grain of salt.
But like, if this was true, because that I find that completely contradictory. Because like, I would say, women were too difficult to animate. I'm like, people made Lara Croft on the PS1. You have no excuse.
Yeah, no, very true. That's a very good argument. That's, and like, also too, it doesn't make sense to me, right? Because, again, why does it matter what gender your character is?
It's like, just make the writing good. That's really all I care about.
Make a good game. Like... It's not about the gender of your character or even like the sexual orientation of your character, because as Final Fantasy 16 has proven, that type of shit doesn't matter. If
Japanese devs can make a character that's basically gay and actually make them be written good, then Ubisoft and most of the Western devs nowadays have no excuse.
No excuse. Because here's the thing. I think... Oh, hey, Pengu. We're gonna kill you now.
Oh, God.
Babe, I need your ice powers. Give me. My dad hid all my upgrades behind a paywall. Give me your skin.
But yeah, there's no excuse for that.
No. My whole thing is that, like, at the end of the day, I don't care what my character looks like. You know, whether they're man, woman, white, black, red, purple, I don't give a shit. I play Baldur's Gate 3. You can make the wildest combinations ever.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you know, that type of thing does not and should not matter when it comes to, you know, the playability of your character. Great job. Because it comes down to the writing and the characterization. If your writing and characterization is bad, you're probably not going to make a really good game. You could have a good combat system, but if your writing keeps your players from continuing, then it's a writing issue.
Yeah. Case in point, Dragon Age Veilguard.
Oh god. I don't want to talk about it. No more.